Bands, fans, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. My name is Lee Huber. Thank you for downloading. This month, we'll be doing a series of episodes featuring artists on Hipified Records, a record label run right here in Santa Clarita by students at the College of the Canyons. They have a compilation album coming out called Homegrown Volume 2, and it's being released on May 18th. We'll talk to Carly Clark, co-president of Hipified Records, and also feature the acoustic duo she's in with Michael Whalen called Vinyl and Sheen. Excellent bluesy, jazzy stuff. You will not want to miss it. But first, let's run through the music events calendar for the first week of May 2019. This Thursday, May 2nd, Joey and Jesse will be at Brewery Draconum at 6:30 p.m. On Friday, the Cal Arts World Music and Dance Festival kicks off. All weekend long on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 20 concerts on 2 stages on the campus of Cal Arts. It's free and open to the public. Things kick off at 5:30 p.m. on Friday. Friday night, future ex-husbands will be at Wolf Creek Brewery at 6 p.m. and guitar god Yngwie Malmsteen will be in town at the Canyon at 9 p.m. Saturday, May the 4th be with you. For a little Star Wars flavored music, go check out the Swing Riots Cantina Band. They'll be at Pocock Brewing at 7 p.m. And going along with the space theme, Jefferson Starship. Yes, they will be at the Canyon at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Also on Saturday, Cornelius was here. It's an acoustic duo. They'll be performing at It's a Grind Coffee House in Castaic at 6:30 p.m. There'll be Bluegrass with the Grateful Dudes at Vincenzo's in New Hall at 7:30 p.m. Breakfast with Barbie will be at the VFW 6885 at 8 p.m. and the Snareheads will be at 8th and Rail at 9 p.m. Sunday, Cinco de Mayo. You can kick off the celebrations with Bag of Tricks. They'll be at the Saugus Speedway Swap Meet at 10 a.m. And Rob Staley will be at the VFW 6885 at 5 p.m. Our featured artists this week, Vinyl and Sheen, will be performing at Vincenzo's in New Hall at 5:30 p.m. Go check them out. Oingo Boingo Dance Party featuring original members of Oingo Boingo. They'll be at the Canyon at 6 p.m. and Apache Rose will be at Alchemy at 7 p.m. If you know of any events that I've forgotten, feel free to tell us about it on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/theawesometownsound. So first off, I wanted to find out what Hipified Records is all about and get the inside info on Homegrown 2, the compilation album of Santa Clarita-based artists coming out on May 18th. Here's Carly Clark, co-president of Hipified Records.
Hipified Records is a student-run record label. It's right now technically a school club. So it's all volunteer-run. It's all by students who are interested in being in the music industry. We've been running technically for 2 years, but probably more like 4 or 5. We just were under a different name before that. The album that's coming out is the second album, so it's pretty exciting that we could get the first one out, have it get some momentum, and then be able to produce a second one and have artists that are really interested and create things that are really unique and prolific and just fun. Good stuff on the album. Everyone at the record label is really excited about this coming album. It's going to be really big. We've got a really small team, and we're trying to really build it and make something really special in Santa Clarita.
Carly just so happens to be an accomplished musician herself. She is a super talented jazz vocalist who performs alongside the excellent Michael Whalen on guitar and piano. And they appear on Homegrown 2 as Vinyl and Sheen.
We're Vinyl and Sheen. We're an acoustic duo with Michael on guitar mostly and some piano, and me on vocals. Michael has been doing a whole bunch of projects on his own for a long, long time, and he had me on for a Disney medley that he was working on, just as one of the voices in it. And we hit it off, and then we started doing a whole bunch of projects together, and this is one of them. I'm really inspired by jazz, and Michael is too. And so we usually look for like really old classics, and then we do some newer songs and like kind of reboot them with like a jazzy or bluesy feel. So that's the kind of idea for that. Vinyl and Sheen, we try to do a lot of like fun private events, something that has an audience that wants to sit and eat and listen to nice jazzy music, you know. So we've had a couple pretty good shows as far as that goes. We played for, they're called the Aspie Community or Union or something. It's like a plumbers society for like people that plum. I don't know. They had like a big end of year get together, and it was all fancy, and we got to play for that. So that was a pretty fun one. And we do stuff for Hipified all the time. The goal definitely in my idea is that it's weddings. We want to get into weddings and have, the whole reception feel and the first dance
make a moment out of.
Yeah, really emotionally charge these newer songs, So the song that we sang you is St. James Infirmary. And this one I'm a big fan of because it's like a really old feeling, like jazzy style. Cab Calloway does a version of it, and that's the version that I'd listened to, and I was like, we have to do this one. It's from Betty Boop, so it's kind of that like,
like 30s
classic
style or
the song is in a 1930s Betty Boop episode, and the episode is about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but this was before the Disney Snow White. It's kind of interesting. And Cab Calloway just like shreds, and we're such a huge fan of that arrangement, so we try to emulate his version of the song. Because it's like an old school blues song nobody knows who it was written by. It's just some like blues standard, and Louis Armstrong did a version in like the 20s. It's a cool song, and hopefully we can do it justice. I guess another goal is kind of like to, whenever we play a song, to make it our own. If it's like a modern pop song, we might give it a slight swing or some sort of like jazz harmony to just kind of make it our own, makes it enjoyable for the audience, and it fills up kind of very minimalist sound with just acoustic guitar and vocal. That's cool. So we try to make it our own.
Yeah. And now, Vinyl and Sheen on the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. We're on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. We do a lot of covers on YouTube, like full song covers, and then we just do some fun stuff on social media, like this is what we're up to, and little clips of what we sing, and this is where we've been, and stuff like that. And we have a cover album coming out pretty soon. So
we'll be playing at Vincenzo's, which is a pizzeria, which I've played at a lot, kind of just to get us more familiar with playing in front of an audience. We might be playing at some breweries and
hopefully
and stuff.
And we're playing at the Hipified album release at the end of the semester, the May 18th show.
Stay tuned for more Hipified Records artists this month on the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. Thank you for listening to the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. We are a production of Radio Free Santa Clarita. For more information, visit radiofreesantaclarita.org. You can keep up with all the local music events that we mention here by visiting the Awesome Town Sound Facebook page. And if you enjoyed our show, please tell your friends about it on social media. Tell your friends to subscribe, because the bigger this music community gets, the better. We live in an awesome town with awesome artists, awesome bands, and awesome fans. So keep on listening to the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. The Awesome Town Sound podcast is a production of Radio Free Santa Clarita, a 501c3 nonprofit organization on a mission to educate, inform, and entertain the public of Santa Clarita. Please consider making a tax-deductible donation or consider an underwriting sponsorship of shows like the Awesome Town Sound podcast. For more information, email us at radiofreesantaclarita@gmail.com, call us at 661-464-5132, or visit us online at radiofreesantaclarita.org.